Guys, new week, new gist. You already know the memo by now, unless you're new. And if that's the case, let me tell you now. Put the fake meeting in your diary. We're about to dive into some Reddit mess. For those who are new, this is our minisode, right?
Yes.
Where we basically get into other people's gist. We find a dilemma on Reddit, we read it out, and we try and give some kind of sensible advice.
I don't know if it's sensible.
Of chaos.
I don't know if it's sensible, but we try.
We try our best. We do our best. So let's get into it. Reddit realness. Am I the asshole for not wanting to invite my best friend and his wife to my wedding after they hid theirs from me? I'm 29 female. My partner and I are planning to get married soon. Guys, my retainers are in and these are like the hard ones. So if you hear my tongue fighting, the retainer, forgive me. My childhood best friend, more like a brother, he is like family, had always been a constant in my life. Over the years, he had several relationships and I was always there for him without judgment. In December 2023, a close friend of mine from another country came to visit India. I introduced her to him casually. They hooked up soon after, and from what I was told, it was nothing serious. They became serious. They got engaged secretly and eventually married in Bali last fall. I wasn't aware about it. In fact, no one from his family was even there. I found out because his mum, who was in shock, called me crying. She said her son had told them he was going on a vacation and then suddenly he was married. She even asked me to be there while confronting him, but I was too stunned and emotionally drained to get involved. Meanwhile, I'd always been open with them, sharing details about my own life and relationship, never once suspecting that they were hiding such a huge milestone. After their wedding, they started contacting me with their marital problems, hoping I could play a mediator. I tried twice. I also told them that I was hurt they kept everything from me. They apologized and said they wanted to keep things private, even though everyone from her side of the family was there, and thanked me for introducing them. Apparently, her family feels conscious around people from my country, so they decided not to invite anyone.
That's mad.
I accepted their apology, but emotionally, something had shifted. That is a crazy thing to say. That's a crazy reason to give. Then on my 29th birthday, they both forgot to wish me happy birthday. Not that I was expecting much. But what really hit me was that they called me on that very day to ask for help resolving the argument about food. That's when I realized how little they respected my time, or maybe even me. I told them kindly but firmly that I have my own life and don't want to be bothered with their trivial issues. Fair enough, man. After that, we didn't speak. Until 3 days ago, they both called crying, saying they realized how selfish they'd been and how much they missed me. They asked if we could reconnect when they're in India next. I just told them I was busy and left it at that. Now, here's the thing. I'm planning my wedding, and a part of me feels no desire to tell them at all. Not out of spite, but because I finally understand the value of emotional boundaries. They made a deliberate choice to exclude me from the most important moment in their lives. Why should I feel guilty about doing the same? Still, I'm human and there's a little guilt creeping in. They cried, they apologized. But am I the asshole for not wanting to tell them about my wedding? Or is it me finally choosing myself after years of one-sided loyalty?
I don't think they're the asshole.
I don't think they're the asshole at all. Go get married, but also that comment about he didn't invite his side of the family because her side of the family are conscious around
people from their country. But that doesn't make sense because they seem like they're from the same country.
I think the guy's Indian. I don't think the girl's Indian.
And then that is mad because how do you marry someone and be like, oh, but I don't like anyone from your country though?
From your country, that's a bit mad. I'm not going to lie. No, it's quite mad. I can't lie. Your whole family, not even your mum.
And that's not good. That's not good enough a reason to not invite your family to the
wedding.
Not
even your mum.
Also, it gives control because why is all her family there? If you're going to do that,
yeah.
Okay, if you're going to do that, realistically, you've got to be like, okay, cool. If I'm not going to invite your side of the family, then it's got to be a quiet wedding all round. Right.
But what it seems like is that her side
everything's all right.
Was cool. They all showed up and like he weren't even allowed to tell them.
That's insane. That's insane.
Yeah. There's something fishy about that. But I don't think she's an arsehole. actively chose not to invite you. Yeah, it's mad. I was going to say, but he didn't invite his mum either. So...
Yeah, so the dilemma person can't take it personally in a sense that it's not against you. But there is... I don't fault them for laying down a boundary, if that makes sense, because it's not against you. That's fair enough. You know that. It's about... Because, again, no one from that side. Even so, she was a mutual friend.
That's what the whole thing just sounds a bit mad. That thing.
If it's enough for you to exclude the family, it's enough for you to not get married.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? It's like, it's very insensitive because then you're kind of isolating your husband away from his family. Yeah. And they should get to experience that. But he was
okay with it, clearly. He went along with it. But the one thing that's making me feel like actually it is a pause, even on her birthday. They called her to resolve an argument. Didn't say happy birthday.
That is bad. That's selfish.
I think you should just treat them as acquaintances and just go get married. If they're here, they're here. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't think you're the arsehole at all.
Yeah, man.
Just go get married.
And I don't even think... I think they might be selfish.
I think that's definitely what... Are.
Yeah, I just think they're very... And also, because they keep on... Because it's one hell of a thing for two parts of a couple to keep on calling the same friend to be like, he did, she did on a couple of times. Like, the reason I say this is they might... I say it could be selfish, but it also could be like they're going through hell and they just are not considering anybody else.
Yeah, I hear that. But then when things were rosy, you weren't considering anyone else either.
That's true. Well, actually, when they started dating, they told her, right?
Yeah, but then they kept the whole wedding thing.
Like, but that's what I'm saying. But if you think about it as two different things, the wedding thing is because of a family problem. But now they're dealing with real problems, as in between them, not real problems, but real problems between them. And now they're just being selfish / self-absorbed. It doesn't make it any better. It's just
so either way, shift them into the acquaintance corner, man.
Yeah, man.
I don't think you're the asshole. I know like people like are secretive about certain things for like cultural reasons and stuff. Like I've had like instances where like someone's getting married who's like a friend or even family, and they'll just tell me like 2-3 weeks before and expect me to show up. And I actively don't. Because I'm like, if I was important, you would have told me months ago like the rest of the people. If it's an afterthought, I'm not supposed to be there, bro. And then I have to think about it from my, like, would I invite them to my wedding? No. So where am I going?
I feel like, and this is always my thing with weddings, because I find weddings so techie because like there's a multitude of reasons. Number one, money. More time when I think people move funny with weddings, I genuinely think it's because of affordability for people. But that's why I'll give a bit of leeway for weddings, because I feel there's so much pressure on weddings that people just move mad. Like they have to accommodate family. They have to try and accommodate friends. I feel like with weddings, if you don't think about it carefully or don't take a long time, you're going to piss somebody off.
Yeah, you'll piss people off, but I think there's a way to do it. Like, for example, I had a very small wedding. Like, I know I'm going to have a bigger wedding, like, maybe. But, like, that was always the plan, that I'll have a smaller wedding, because that's what, at the time, that's what we could afford. At the end of the day, it was between being able to buy a yard or having a big wedding. And I chose buying a yard. So, and obviously it was abroad as well, so I didn't expect like my friends to fly out. But I knew that, okay, cool, in the future, I would do something bigger where I can invite everyone, and when we can probably afford to invite everyone. That I get. But I never hid the fact that I was getting married, if that makes sense.
I've got a question then. What would you do if, say, you had a lot of family members where they were just expected, like, you were just kind of, everyone was just expected to come. You were expected to pay for everybody. What would you do?
That happens though. I said no. Even with the small wedding, like they tried to expand it beyond the numbers.
And you just said no?
Yeah.
Fair.
I said no.
Fair enough.
I don't know them.
Because I've heard of some people who have that. And so that's why they don't invite. They then say, all right, because I'm saying no, I'm not inviting my friends, I'm not inviting anyone from my side. But then there'll be people on the other side that might.
No, you gotta put your foot down when it comes to like your wedding and like guest list and who you're inviting, because at the end of the day, for every extra head, it's more money.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's such an intimate thing as well. You don't want people that you don't know just showing up, like the vibe is off, like you know they're just there to collect food. They don't even really know you. Like it just, I don't like it. Even with like the idea of like big weddings, I get why people do it, and like culturally, I know how it can turn into that, but I don't get it in like the Western world. I don't get it in like the UK
now,
and
like
the US where people do big weddings. Because I'm like, half these men don't know you. And it's so expensive. Now I know how expensive weddings are. I'm like, you lot must really want to show. Like the validation must be like so real for you, because that is a lot of money. And I know you know, they say like, you know, you only get married once, hopefully. That's the hope. But like, even though I think in this day and age, sorry, my retainers, I think even in this day and age, for me, it doesn't make sense anymore to have a wedding of like 600, 700 guests. And I've heard like, especially in Nigeria, you hear about it all the time. Oh yeah, there was like 600, 700 people. That's stupid. And you don't know 600 to 700 people in real life. You barely have 600 followers on Instagram. Who are these people?
Yeah. But I guess it's family members, friends of family members. And also family members use it to flex.
Yeah, family members invite out their friends now bring their friends there, and then the next thing you know, someone's bag's missing. Someone's clutch is missing. Fair. Now suddenly they're calling out registration numbers because the car park can only hold a certain amount of cars, but because Auntie Funke went to go invite her friends from church and her friends went to go invite other friends, etc.
So
now the whole village meeting's in the hall. They're calling out registration numbers throughout your wedding because people are literally crammed in this parking lot. It doesn't make sense to me. But I see why people do it. Like in Nigeria, it's still a big thing. Like the more people, the bigger your wedding, the bigger the flex kind of thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a status thing more than anything else, isn't it?
But yeah, it's a status thing. But I've seen like obviously over the years, I've seen more and more people do like destination weddings and keep it small, and I really, really like that. Because I think even with destination weddings, you really see who's your friend, who's gonna show up,
who's gonna come. Yeah,
it's a smart way to make people filter themselves out.
Unless you already know their circumstance.
Yeah, unless it's like they can't afford it or something like that. But like, it's a smart way to get people to filter themselves out.
That's true.
Because the friend of the friend of the friend ain't gonna fly out to Morocco for a wedding for someone they don't know.
It does half the job for you.
It does half the job for you, and then like all the annoying aunties that ain't got papers yet left behind. You ain't got to do the chat with them. It's just it's just better. Before I used to like, when I was young, I used to like dream of like a massive wedding. And now I'm just like, that would be actual hell. Like the night, like probably the day after, I'll just lay in bed and calculate how much money we spent and what we could have done with that money.
Also, it's the amount of people you have to talk to that you don't know on your special day as well.
No, and it's so uncomfortable.
Yeah. Because you have to go around and say hello, hi.
Thank you for coming. I don't know who you are. But I'm calculating how much you're costing me right now.
This is like at least 120 per plate.
I'm calculating how much it costs me because now the stew has ran out because we only cooked for 500 people. Now everyone's fighting and hungry. You know, when people get hungry at
they'll
weddings,
complain. They'll be like, the wedding was bad.
That's not fighting there. I've seen grown people, aunties and uncles fighting in queue for food, for amala, because they ran out of stew. As in the caterer had to go. I think I don't know if they went somewhere and got stew.
Oh,
but I know we had to wait like a good 45 to an hour and people were angry.
To fight at someone's wedding though.
Yeah. People are angry, as in aunties or uncles shoving, pushing.
But you know what? It's a long day.
But no invite
that, and that's the thing.
It's most of us you didn't invite. No one actually asked you to come here. It wasn't mandatory. You came here. Now you're angry and hungry and fighting people. You've had one too many beers because you can't believe there's free drinks here, and now you're fighting people.
It's true because you know certain tables will eat first. They'll get you to.
You know the friends were in fact the brides, everyone's eating in the back. You know, everyone's eating in the back. Everyone's silently eating in the back, and you're just out in the main hall fighting.
And your table's the last to be called
at the back. called. You think people will listen to those instructions at Nigerian weddings? The moment you call the first table, the whole hall has stood up. The whole hall, if you like. Because you can't tell uncle to go back to his seat.
No, you actually can't.
You can't tell uncle to go back to his seat.
Actually can't. Because they can walk. They can walk with that what's it? That boldness.
Yeah, like these small girls are not going to stop me, and we're not. So,
and it's true, young people, why do you need to eat?
Why do you need to eat?
You're good, you've got energy.
Let me eat and give me plenty to eat. Nah, man, weddings are stress. Honestly, weddings are absolute stress.
But yeah, going back to dilemma, we always do this, guys. Yeah, I just feel like Steph's right. You have to treat them like, I wouldn't say treat them like an acquaintance, but I would say you have to protect your emotional boundary in that sense. And if you know someone doesn't, or two people don't respect you in the way that you respect them and wouldn't treat you the same. Do you know what? Sometimes, Steph, this is hard because it sounds very tit for tat. And I'm not very, like, you don't do petty. You shouldn't do petty.
No, you shouldn't do petty. But at the same time, like, I'm so sorry. Like, if they're only calling you when they have a problem, like when they're fighting, to the point where they even called you on your birthday.
That's crazy.
I forgot.
That's crazy.
The reason why I say treat them like acquaintances, so you have that boundary, that distance, so they know that, oh wait, no, you probably can't go to her about problems. Come to me about the good shit. Don't, this whole like calling when you just have a problem, it becomes draining. I think for her as well, she's still dealing with that emotional, I wouldn't say, not trauma, but obviously she's dealing with something emotionally in terms of like her really close friend left, like didn't tell her about his wedding. And then on top of that, they only call you when they have a problem. When it's the good times now, when you're getting married, also that ain't worthy of cake. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
It just, I'm like, put that boundary there, because once you put that boundary there, that distance, they'll be like, okay, cool. I don't think we can actually really call her and tell her our business, or tell her our problems, etc. Because with that, it just becomes very like one-sided, what she already feels, because she said it's one-sided loyalty.
Can I just say though, as we're talking about it, everyone calls her though. Because think about it. So it's not just, I think she's ingrained in the family because the mum even called.
Yeah, but like, even that, yeah, I hear that. But I'm talking about the couple themselves. If they're only calling when they have a problem, even on your birthday.
So, no, but that's what I'm saying. I think it's a separate point. They were selfish because they forgot your birthday. But what I'm saying is not, it's two separate problems because everyone is calling her with problems. If you think about it. So the couples call her with problems. The mum even calls her with problems. So she might actually be that person that people call with problems. Not to say it's good, but that might be how close she is to the family.
I hear it, but then maybe you treat the mum like an acquaintance too.
Word.
Everyone carrying their problem.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Because when they were cutting cake, no one thought of you.
And also, I was just thinking, it doesn't take much to do a little intimate celebration. Do you know what I mean? When you come back home, you could be like, yeah,
do a little, yeah, like you said, like come back. When you come back, do an intimate celebration with your family. But even for you to leave out your mum, that's wild to me.
Yeah, that's why I think that is a bigger problem. That's a bigger red flag they're dealing with over there. So that, I wouldn't even say, for the girl whose dilemma is, I wouldn't say even, don't take that to heart too much, because that is a separate problem to do with whatever. That's a deep problem that they're going to have to face in their relationship anyway. How you feel is a separate conversation. That's why I say, like, when it's now your wedding, it'd be like, guys, I need peace. And you don't provide that right now. It brings up too many, I'll feel like a mock. Do you get me? For either speech, I feel like a dickhead. So I can't. But you've got to, they have to also hold that L. Because if you can do it, if you can serve it, you can receive it. Do you get what I mean? But yeah.
I mean, I bet wouldn't say anything, but yeah, maybe tell them that you're not inviting them to the wedding.
We are two different people.
Because how do you tell them I'm not inviting you to my wedding? Actually, that's how it to be, and because of the circumstances, I understood, but also I was like, it didn't go down. But it didn't go down well with the rest of the group of the friends there.
I guess when you put ego aside, I think you can understand that, because I've been told that for like close friends that I'm not going to be invited, and when they explain the circumstance, I'm like, not ideal, but I can.
Yeah,
it's your choice.
I get it, but like, I think with this one it was different because then she also still wanted us to host her bridal shower.
And that, let me tell you something.
And I
Sorry.
was like, wait, hold on, we're not coming to the wedding, but we got to do a bridal sister.
That pisses me off. Because why are you lot paying for everything? Why are you lot doing the work for everything and you're not even involved? You don't even see the benefit of everything you're doing.
It was very awkward, and like a lot of the group were just like,
it's not fair. And it's not respecting people's time or their time, energy, money, nothing.
Yeah, it was a weird one.
Yeah, I don't like it. Me personally, I don't like it.
It was, I didn't do one because I knew that my friends, all of my friends weren't going to be there. It was literally just family. But I always said that if I do it again, obviously leading up to a bigger one, then I'll do it because it's not fair making everyone do that. And it's like,
and they don't even get to see
what
they're excited about.
We ain't got to see. We
no
didn't
cake.
See shit. We really didn't see shit.
No rice.
We really did not see anything. We really didn't.
Don't get to do any kind of flower dropping, nothing. Just.
And like, till this time, it's like, I was on the fence about like, we get an invite.
I feel like personally, and this is me, and it might be because I grew up the way I grew up, I think I would feel like I'm taking a piss out of people if I did that.
Yeah.
That's not to say everyone is, and that's their intention, but I would feel so guilty.
I wouldn't do it. Shame at me ask them to do something like that, knowing that they're not going to be at the wedding.
So you're just doing free labor.
It's like literally, like, no. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. But I am the queen of actively disinviting myself from weddings.
You actively disinvite?
Yeah.
So as in,
because some people just invite you just to make up numbers. We're not close. We ain't spoken in years. Why am I coming to your wedding? You told me 3 weeks before.
Fair.
You sent me the invite via WhatsApp as a PDF. I'm not coming.
How are people supposed to send wedding invites nowadays?
You send it in the post.
What?
Why are you sending me a Canva graphic for your wedding?
I just thought that's how...
You better send that shit in the post. First of all, I might not open your WhatsApp because with that person, I didn't open it until a week later. I was like, because why are you sending?
No, I thought that's normal. They send it in a post. But who opens letters that aren't bills? Do you open letters that aren't bills?
It's a pretty envelope. You're gonna open it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
You're gonna open it.
It does seem very old school though. I would have thought because of like we're in a technology age and we do everything on the phone and email, I thought it would just come via WhatsApp.
I'm not inviting no one to my wedding via WhatsApp. That's how it stays getting forwarded and you have everyone coming.
Fair.
Mine's going to be a traditional wedding invitation with a QR code that you scan. That's an element of technology and you RSVP via that. But it will definitely be a physical invite. That's part of the fun.
Because 100% I would have done a WhatsApp and you would have screamed and you wouldn't even know.
I wouldn't open it until 3 weeks later. You would have been married by then.
We'd have a discussion. Steph, I'm sending out the invites. You're like, okay. Chris, when? I was like, I sent it to you on WhatsApp. Remember the WhatsApp you don't open, babe? No, you would actually scream at me.
I can't stand a WhatsApp invite for weddings. I said, there's no way you just sent me a Canva invite to your wedding.
You'd actually scream. You say our enemies are watching and this is what you're doing.
You are passing on, hey guys, as a broadcast message.
And you know with me, it'd be better energy. Hey girls! So...
Send out an invite, please. That one I say spend the money on. I'm so sorry. I'm not doing a WhatsApp. I don't even open that damn thing. I'm not doing the WhatsApp. I will miss your wedding. Someone sent their wedding invite via Instagram DMs. I said, if you don't have my number to send me your wedding invite, guess what that means?
That is crazy.
Guess what that means? I should not be coming to your wedding.
Unless you change your number a lot.
Thank you so much.
I would invite some people from school.
But I know, if I don't have your number.
No, I definitely invite some people from school that were like my best friend in school.
If I don't have your number, you're not getting invited. I don't care if we went to school with each other.
But don't you have like friends from school, that always remain like from primary school, for example, that always have like a close space in your heart? Like,
I'm not inviting you to my wedding.
Fair.
I don't know you. You could be a psycho now.
Fair.
Just come in and shoot up the place just because I knew you in year 5. I'm not inviting you to my wedding if you don't have if I do not have your number in my phone. I'm sorry.
Fair.
Because you can't just be inviting people just to make up numbers.
No, but it's not. It's because so I have this thing where it's like people hold value in your life for a certain period of time, but I still really, really value that time you held. And so I would be grateful to you for life for it. So
How can you be grateful for life if you don't have their number?
Because I'm still grateful for life.
Okay, but
because you were so pivotal in
how
that
do you
time.
tell them that you're grateful?
Insta?
If you can only Instagram DM them, what if Instagram goes down? How are you going to contact them?
Facebook?
Where Facebook goes down.
Stephanie, are we talking about every social media platform going down?
You don't have their number. When's the last time you called them?
10 for you.
Yeah, and this is how people just invite themselves because they're going to see that invite, be like, this bitch is crazy. I don't even know what you look like right now. I don't know the person you're marrying. Why am I going to come?
I greet people the same way I would greet them 10 years ago. In my head, the relationship don't change. You
ain't coming to my wedding.
Fair.
You don't even know who I'm marrying.
Fair.
Why am I coming?
Because you love them.
No, I don't. If I haven't spoken to you in 5-10 years,
you still have a love for them for that space they held in time.
To come to my wedding and sit with I don't know you. The hell? And this is how people disinvite themselves from your wedding because don't beg it. Gosh, nah, man, your wedding. Be serious, man. I expect you're sending it to me via Instagram DMs. You don't feel funny. You don't feel weird. You're sending it to me via Instagram DM. You don't even have my number. Why would I come to your wedding? Anyway, girl, enjoy your wedding. You don't have to invite them. And
yeah, you don't.
Create that boundary so they can stop calling you about their problems. They should sort it out between themselves. Or bet he can call his mum.
Yeah, and I guess, and as I said, they have to understand that if you can treat people like that, be ready to have the treatment back. Game. And with that, we have come to the end of our minisode.
Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. As we're coming to the end, it means I'm about to do one thing and one thing only. Beg. Guys, if you enjoyed this episode and you're thinking, how can we bless these ladies on my screen right now? How can we bless them? Well, lucky for you, we have a Buy Me a Coffee account. That's right, guys. If you enjoyed this episode, you can donate money to sponsor our coffee of the week. Currently, I am obsessed with Blank Street strawberry shortcake matcha. Would love one. I mean, it's warm this week. If someone was to drop £1 or £2, maybe I could get it. Maybe tea. What do you even drink?
I drink bubble tea.
She says she drinks stuff from her. Yeah, you can sponsor Tia's bubble tea of the week tea. Guys, feel free to donate. Obviously, I'm not saying that you have to, but feel free to donate as little, as much as you like. If you're watching this on YouTube and you enjoyed this mini-sode, click the subscribe button, guys. I feel like I've been begging for ages. My mouth is dry. We're trying to get to 1,000 followers. You know, I'm being stingy with your fingers because I see you watching in the back end, but you're not subscribing. I don't care if YouTube recommends our video to you every week so you feel like you're part of the family already. You're not. You are not our friend. You are not our cousin. In fact, you are barely an acquaintance. See, on the lower level than those people in the dilemma, don't do that to yourself.
We love you though.
Don't you want to come to our weddings?
Subscribe.
Okay, subscribe
Please.
then.
Please.
Join the family. Stay with us. There's so much more coming. I promise you.
We want to give you so much, guys. We say this all the time. We really want to give it to you.
But you know, Keir Starmer, it's fucking us up. So help us out, guys. Make sure you like and comment as well. Let us know what you would do in this situation. Should she invite them to her wedding? Should she create her boundaries? Let us know what you would do in this situation. If you are watching on Spotify or listening on both Spotify and Apple and you enjoyed this mini-sode, give us a 5-star rating. It helps us get discovered on the platform. I didn't say 4.9, guys. I said 5 because some of you I know you're a bit strict with your ratings. It's not quite a 5. All right, just imagine it's a 5 and give us the 5 off the back of what you imagined. And then we'll be a 5 for you. We're just starting. We can't be perfect, but you can at least lie for us so that we can get discovered on the platform and become perfect. Guys, you can find us on We Just Got Here Pod on Instagram, We Just Got Here Podcast on TikTok, and WJGH Podcast on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Steph Achigbu. Tia, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Tia Honey Roberts and all other socials at MSTIA Roberts.
All at home drinking stuff, apparently. Guys, that brings us to the end. Thank you so much. Make sure you tune into our full episode. Drops every Thursday on YouTube at midday and 1 a.m. on Thursdays across all major streaming platforms.
Also, share it with your friends. Share it and share it again and share it again and share it again.
Oh wait, I forgot to say it as well. Guys, if you have a dilemma, if you got some mess that you want us to get into and give you some kind of advice, it may be chaotic. Full disclaimer now, if you follow our advice and shit goes left, that's on you. You ain't got no insurance for nothing.
It will be balanced though.
We're
we
not
normally on
licensed.
two different sides of a coin, so it will be balanced. You'll get balanced advice, at least.
I ain't licensed for shit. I am DBS checked, but apart from that, guys, if you follow our advice and shit goes left, that's what you get for listening to 2 women on your screen. That's what I can say. Anyway, if you want to submit a dilemma, if you have a dilemma that you want us to read out and help solve for you, email us at wejustgotherepod@gmail.com. That's wejustgotherepod@gmail.com. And we will try and come with some helpful or chaotic advice. But guys, for now, you are free. Go back into the working world. Tell your boss you had a really lengthy meeting and, the client was just super difficult, but you managed to solve the problem.
And remember, your life is a lot lighter than a lot of people's.
Exactly.
You ain't dealing with this.
Exactly. Right, guys. See you next week.
See you next week. Well, see you Thursday. Bye.
Thursday. Bye.